Peace, what up, y'all? It's Phil James. Happy to say, healing up pretty nice, feeling pretty decent. I do not any longer feel that my body is shutting down due to toxic blood. So, there's a plus. But, I would like to say it is January 5th, 2018. It's Friday, so the weekend has arrived. It is 6:58 p.m. and you see the title here on Mashable. We've never seen a winter storm intensify as fast as the bomb cyclone. Now, I made a video earlier today, and I'm not sure if I'm going to upload it because I don't know if it did what I want it to do, if I was clear enough in it, and it was kind of on the longer side, so I might redo it. But this goes hand in hand with it. So, here is a so-called picture, a photo of the crazy Bombogenesis storm, the, tropical type storm that is dumping snow instead of just rain and wind, So, absolute whiteout due to a whiting out hurricane. This image is supposedly a picture of that bomb cyclone from the new GOES 16 satellite taken on January 4th, yesterday. The bomb cyclone that slammed the East Coast on Wednesday and Thursday exceeded weather forecasters' expectations in nearly every way. It dumped more than a foot of snow on the mid-Atlantic and Northeast, including 16 inches in Islip, Long Island, and flooded parts of downtown Boston with a storm surge that sent water rising to historic levels. The storm got its name for the process known as Bombogenesis, which describes a storm whose minimum central air pressure plummets by at least 24 millibars in 24 hours, a millibar an hour. On Thursday, the bomb cyclone intensified by 59 millibars in 24 hours, which is the fastest rate ever observed in any other winter storm along the East Coast since at least 1976, according to data from David Roth, a meteorologist at the Weather Prediction Center, and Andrea Lang, an assistant professor at the University of Albany. Okay, so Lang said that the research by her and Hannah Adard, a doctoral student in her research group, found 1,218 cyclones that originated north of 30 degrees north latitude and met the Bombogenesis criteria in the northern hemisphere between 1980 and 2015. This indicates that meteorological bombs, so to speak, aren't that rare. It seems kind of rare to me, you know what I mean? Because I don't ever remember anything like this, and I am just about 30 years old, and I don't remember anything like it. I say it all the time, I don't live on the coast, I live in central Ohio, but these eastern storms, when they're big enough, we feel the aftermath from it when they blow over land. What is uncommon is the rate of deepening for the 4th of January cyclone, Lang said in an email. If you filter all the 1,218 cyclones that meet the bomb criteria for those that occurred in a box just off the East Coast, we find 23 bomb cyclones in the 1980 to 2015 reanalysis data. This storm would be the new number one in terms of 24-hour mean sea level pressure fall for storms on our list, she added. Then you get this crazy looking picture here, this crazy image, I'm not trying to get all scientific here because a lot of this shit is kind of over my head also. But the point, here we go. The intensification rate isn't just a bit of trivia for weather geeks either. It had implications for the storm's impacts primarily by accelerating the storm's winds. Winds gusted to hurricane force or 75 miles per hour across Cape Cod and the islands, and high winds raked everywhere from the Carolinas to Nova Scotia. This occurred because air was rushing in towards the center of the storm in response to the rapid drop in air pressure. Such winds helped drive the storm surge, flooding that created so many problems in New England too. The satellite imagery taken of the storm clearly shows how intense it became, as it even sported an eye-like feature near its center. Meteorologist Jeff Frame annotated an image to show all the meteorological features it revealed. So we'll go ahead and watch this video, see what we can gain. Yeah, that definitely looks like an eye to me, but that didn't look like much of a real image or real video either, so whatever. So this basically goes on to talk about why it intensified so quickly, and the causes and all that. So what I will do is leave a link in the description below for this article here off Mashable, and then this second article that we're looking at now here off BBC News. So what I basically wanted to talk about here is this storm, just like everything else in 2017, has crushed all records. You know what I mean? It has just decimated records. And now we're looking at temperatures on the East Coast dropping to about 20 below. Okay? 20 below zero. And that's Fahrenheit. So, how in the hell did this happen? Well, geoengineering, weather warfare, weather terrorism. They hit the west coast of America with crazy so-called forest fires, wildfires, droughts, and so on and so forth. They hit the East Coast with the exact opposite. An absolutely savage winter storm that dumps nothing but snow and flood water and ice. U.S. storm to bring record-breaking low temperatures. Plummeting temperatures in the U.S. are playing havoc with the reptiles. So we'll check this out also. This is unbelievable, guys. It's non-stop.
When you're in charge of cybersecurity, it's the same question every day. Where do you look next to find the best defense? The answer? People. Because now, your people are the best defense for your company's critical data and IP. Force Point. Protecting the human point.
These iguanas might look dead, but fear not, they're just cold. Well, they're falling out of trees, so there's a good chance that the falls could kill them.
Iguanas are not built for the cold. They'll fall out of trees. They'll end up in areas where your cars are, parking lots. You'll see them in a lot of areas where they're cold stunned. If it's just for a day or two, they will just get to where they're completely frozen in time. They're still able to breathe. They're still able to do bodily functions, just very slow. Once it gets, again, above 50 degrees, they'll start to activate and move around. Put them over to the side if you feel comfortable to put them in the sun, or put them off the road so you're not running them over.
See, this is absolutely horrifying in my opinion, guys. It's not just iguanas that are having issues, okay? We got to remember that in New England area, Boston Bay and all those areas up there, Cape Cod, sharks are dying due to shock, cold shock. The gills of sharks are freezing and they're dying, okay? I have never in my life heard of fish gills freezing and killing sharks in the ocean. The bays up there are freezing solid, and it's salt water. It's not impossible, it's just rare. North America's east coast is shivering in a record-breaking freeze just a day after deadly bomb cyclone dumped snow as far south as Florida. In parts of US and Canada, temperatures are expected to fall below negative 20 degrees Fahrenheit, negative 29 degrees Celsius, said the National Weather Service. In Canada, high winds have knocked out power for tens of thousands of residents in Nova Scotia. That's great. No power in what's about to be negative 20. That's horrifying. Giant waves caused by the storm saw freezing floodwaters inundate parts of New England coast. Check this video out also, just to keep the craziness going.
If you've been following the news coverage of the intense storm that has hit the northeast USA, you may well have heard a few different terms thrown around to describe the storm. A weather bomb, a bomb cyclone. But what do those terms actually mean? Well, they refer to something which in meteorology we refer to as explosive cyclogenesis, and that basically means a storm system that deepens, gains intensity very rapidly. Now, for explosive cyclogenesis, you need to see a pressure fall of at least 24 millibars in an area of low pressure in 24 hours. With this storm, the pressure fell by 48 millibars within 24 hours. So that certainly qualifies as explosive cyclogenesis. And what that looks like on the weather charts is this: an area of low pressure that initially doesn't have many white lines or isobars, and then watch what happens to it. Those white lines really squash in, and this tells us that we're going to get a storm that really means business. Very strong winds, very heavy rain, and in this case, with cold air in place, very heavy snow. And that is exactly what we have seen. Parts of the USA recorded over 18 inches, over 46 centimeters of snow. And it wasn't just rural areas that were affected. Even right in the center of Manhattan, they had a significant covering of snow. There have been flight delays and power cuts, some significant disruption. Not only snowfall either. Close to the coast, we've seen really big waves crashing onto the shoreline, significant coastal flooding. There have been hurricane-force winds out at sea, wind gusts close to the coast of 60 or 70 miles per hour. So that's brought that seawater crashing onto the shoreline. Now, we are saying goodbye to that storm system. It's pushing off to the northeast, but it's certainly not the end of the winter hazards across the northeast USA. Look at these top temperatures on Saturday afternoon. Maximum temperature of -12 there in New York. A lot of lying snow and ice, so there could be further disruption. It has been very chilly further south as well, but temperatures across the likes of northern Florida will begin to recover slowly as we head through the next few days.
Guys, what the hell? If anybody thinks this is normal, it's not, alright? Like I continue to say, this is straight up geoengineering, okay? This is weather terrorism, this is geoengineering, and this is being caused. The extreme weather has so far been linked to up to 19 deaths in the US and 2 more in Canada, according to reports. 4 deaths were reported due to traffic accidents in North and South Carolina. Further fatalities occurred in Wisconsin, Kentucky, and Texas. In Philadelphia, a car was unable to stop at the bottom of a steep hill and was hit by a commuter train, killing a passenger in the vehicle. So there you see it, the bomb cyclone, the eye of the storm, you know. This is absolute madness. The whole reason I'm even making this, like I said, this is just to show that on the west coast of America, they slam people with super hot temperatures, super high winds, and then crazy so-called wild forest fires. Then on the east coast, they slam us with what's called the Bombogenesis, or the cyclone bomb. Or the bomb cyclone, whatever one of the terms you want to use, I don't care. But the point remains that they're really playing this climate change card to the fullest. You see what I mean? They never let a catastrophe go to waste. So, they manipulate, they geoengineer, and they stick their fingers into all the natural weather systems of the earth, and then manipulate it with frequencies and microwave, extremely low and extremely high frequency technology, and things like this happen. Okay? They're playing it, they're doing it, and they're going to continue to do it because they want us to feel that climate change is such a problem that we're all going to sacrifice something for it to benefit ourselves, or we're going to allow them to spray the atmosphere to help combat this climate change. Okay? It's not global warming anymore, is it? Clearly. I mean, it's obvious that global warming is not happening. Okay? They just said that here in North America, areas were colder than what the surface of Mars was. Okay? If that's the case, and Mars was a real celestial physical body that people could land on, it's thousands of miles further away from the sun than the Earth is. So how in the hell could the Earth even become colder than what it is on the surface of Mars in their cosmology? Doesn't make any sense. But the point is, they're really pushing the climate change agenda. They're really trying to scare people with it. They're going to continue to do the weather warfare, the weather terrorism with said climate change and with said weather modification technology, and they're clearly doing it. I just wanted to cover this, show the videos and the pictures of this absolute craziness. Boston's flooded. Cars were abandoned amid the flooding in Massachusetts. Just crazy amounts of snow. And it's only about to get worse, people. It's about to hit upwards of negative 20 degrees on the eastern coast. And here in Ohio, where I've been, we've been in single digits for the past 2 weeks, going on 3. So, what the hell? Mind blown. Weather terrorism at its worst. So, alright, y'all. Be sure to leave a like. You want to read these articles? Check the description below and go ahead and read them. You might see my part 1 of the series released tonight. It depends on if that video, if I like it, I will upload it after this. And then, if not, I might just remake it and upload it. So, who knows? But alright, y'all. Phil James. Want to thank you guys again for all the prayers and all the wishful thoughts. And yeah, it's definitely starting to help. Jaw's getting better, teeth are getting better, and yeah, you guys will see me in the next video. Leave a like, subscribe, share, hit the bell, do it all. Peace, y'all.